Hey guys, Jake's Garage here. We are going to start working on the interior of this thing. For the most part, it's pretty clean, but it hasn't exactly led a pampered life. There's definitely been some stuff happening in the back, some spray paint, lots of grease stains, lots of food. There was definitely kids using this third row at some point because there was just trash and gum and candy wrappers everywhere. And while I don't need it to be super clean and perfect, I do want it to look a little bit better. There's definitely some grunge. There's a grunge line. You can see that right there. And in the back, this is probably the worst here. In the back seat, this is gross. There's grossness, really grossness there. Now, I know I'm glutton for a punishment trying to do this because there are an awful lot of screws going into the floor of this thing. I already had it out with the seatbelt bolt down there to try to fix this nonsense, which I went through an awful lot of trouble and it still doesn't retract like it's supposed to. I did clean the belt, so the belt's nice and clean, but it just doesn't want to work. So anyway, there is a lot involved in getting those big bolts out. These bolts came out no problem, so I suspect that won't be an issue, but some of these I'm concerned about. Obviously, once they strip out or the floor breaks, now I'm in a nut and bolt situation, which is what I did here. This guy got a fat washer and a big nut on the backside, which is honestly probably as strong, if not stronger, than what was there. Probably stronger. So that's what we're working on right now. There are a lot of pieces of trim that have to be taken up. I've already started. I'm basically going to work from the back forward. I've got this back trim piece off, and look at this, guys. No rust. None. This back door jamb is just gorgeous. I did already have the spare out. It just looks like this behind the spare, nice and shiny. So this back carpet is pretty much it just lays here. So there's, you know, you can see it's just held in up there, and it's held in with these guys. So I'm not going to show a whole lot of how to take carpet out. I think you can figure it out. You got to unscrew everything and pull it up. I think I might do these doors too. These doors are kind of nasty, the door cards. That's pretty bad. So I already have half of it unscrewed. My only problem is, yeah, see, I don't know if I'm going to do these. These are cardboard backed because I am going to use a pressure washer on this. So we're going to see. I'm either going to do it, it's either going to come out decent or I'm going to ruin it, in which case I'm going to buy new carpet. That's down the road, but we'll see. This stuff I'm all just going to clean in place as best I can. I'll pull these out if I can. I don't know if, I think I have to actually take these off to get these out, so maybe I'll just do those the best I can. But yeah, I'll take a couple shots along the way and show you what's going on. But fairly simple. My one piece of advice is get yourself some of these snack bags, go to the dollar store, get the cheap ones, and label them. So floor rear strip, that's this guy. Passenger side rear trim, which is that, and driver side. I wrote them down, but now I'm not sure I'm going to pull them, so I'll just cross it off and write something else there. I will show you what happens when I get to the front, because the back seat's got to come out, and you can see how fun that is, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned. Okay, boys and girls, this is where we're at. The rear carpet is out. It actually came out really easily. This is the rear carpet. What didn't come out easy was the mass backing. The very back section, which runs from here to that dirt line right there, came out perfect. It's like brand new, still flexible, soft. This one did not. Up near the passenger side, this part is super brittle, the backing, and then this was just like, I think it got wet, or it is getting wet. That would be right up in that area. Rear seats are out completely. This hinge here just unbolts, and there's actually two separate hinges, one for each seat. I have those actually off of the seats themselves too, because I want to clean the hinge mechanism real good because it's pretty gritty. I did take the center console out. Note the vintage French fries. I am going to do the front, at least the front passenger seat for now, and the driver's seat too. But what I wanted to kind of show you guys was the fight that is these seat bolts. Here's what I ended up doing to fix this side. It is a 1/2 inch grade 8 bolt with a nylon locking nut. And I ended up just drilling the whole thing out, flattening the flange on the back side, and using a big fat washer. Now here's what it looks like stock. It is a T50 bolt, and you'll see that there isn't a whole lot of rust there. And on the underside, it's really not that bad. It's pretty clean. So my method for getting these out, or at least trying my best to get them out before resulting to just mass destruction, is I get a wire brush and I clean. Sometimes I'll use a wire wheel too, but I clean these threads out as best I can and start soaking them with PB Blaster. Then I whack the bottom of it with a hammer a couple times, trying not to deform this. This is tapered at the bottom, so you can afford to just give it a couple whacks without messing it up too much. And then sometimes I heat it, but the heat doesn't seem to do a whole lot. I come up here with an impact, use an impact on that. If it doesn't budge, if I can't get it to budge that way, I'll try an air chisel. Now the air chisel trick is you basically bring the chisel in at an angle and you just start hitting it right here. And it does work, it will loosen it up, but the other side was so tight that it actually started to cut the head of the bolt off instead of spin it. At that point, I just said screw it, and I ended up just cutting it all out, drilling the hole bigger, and using the hardware that I bought to do that. I expect the front ones to be the same problem. I did not get bolts for, I have 4 bolts, so I can redo this. I did not get bolts for those guys. So I'll probably make an attempt to get each one of those out and go from there. But so yeah, we're gonna try this and see how it goes, but that's kind of the method, because you can spend all day trying to get those bolts out and you won't get it. It'll strip, you'll break these things, you'll break these bits, they'll shatter, they'll twist, you'll strip that out, you'll whatever. It's a nightmare. So that's how I deal with it. I've learned very through all my projects that if you think the bolt's gonna break, just break it and get it over with. Like it just, you can spend a lot of time getting it out of there, but if you have a good mitigation plan for after it breaks, just break it. Be in control of your destiny and break the thing and be done with it. That's kind of my motto. Obviously, it doesn't apply all the time, but for a lot of these, it does. Well, friends, here we are. Here's where I'm at with the interior stripping. It went pretty good. So here's the rearmost cargo carpet. That came out no problem. Here is the rear seat carpet. It came out no problem, but it is nasty. Note the cool tag I found, verifying that it is in fact medium dark gray, because I wasn't entirely sure. You can see there's a massive difference in color here. This is the driver's carpet. Also came out without much problem, but it's nasty. I think I mentioned already the rearmost jute padding or mass padding is good. The next one forward behind the rear seats is bad. The one under the rear seats is okay. And this is kind of like the back half of the front, the front piece. So I can reuse some of this, but I'm really thinking I might try to get some new stuff and see what I can do. So here's the inside. It's I vacuumed it. I gave it a little wipe down with some Simple Green, and I mean it's pretty darn clean in here. Obviously I still have to clean some of the interior pieces, but just the flooring itself is good. It's really clean in here. Here's a little peek through the rest of it. I did end up cutting the bolt off. So the easiest way I found to get that bolt out was to go underneath with my cutoff wheel and just cut it as flush as possible, and then I was able to spin the bolt out. The heat and shortening the bolt was enough to break it free, but went ahead and drilled it out, and I'm already prepped to put a new bolt in. All the other seat bolts came out, and by the way, these all go straight to the ground, you can see. So like all of these seat they're all right through the floor pan, right to the ground. So I'm gonna do my best to chase the thread holes. When I put it back in, it's gonna get some kind of sealant, and then I'm gonna spray the underside with bed lining or something after I clean it. I did have one bolt break. The bolt on the driver's side seat belt did break. I'll have to drill that out and use a nut and bolt, but that's okay. Everything else is out. Console's out. The only thing I didn't take out was the front padding. It's kind of weird. There is the light for the four-wheel drive shifter housing goes between what I assume is a heat barrier and the mass padding. So you can see it poking out over there. And without cutting the padding, I don't know how to get it off with the wire there. It's just silly. It attaches here, but then it also goes under this bracket, I think. And I can't figure out where it goes. It might even just be a ground wire. So I'll take another look at that. But the cool thing is, underneath here is spotless. And I mean spotless. There's no rust on this thing on the floors. Obviously there's a little bit underneath the truck, but this thing was a factory, or not factory, but it was undercoated with only 300 miles on it. The owner got it undercoated. And I'm positive that's what saved it. So I do have some water ingress issues. So this padding is wet here. And I don't know where it's coming from. It's dry up there towards the firewall, so I don't think it's dripping down, so I don't know where it's coming from. But there's some water there, and I had a little bit of water damage over here in this area. So some of the padding was wet there. That's why that section came out so crappy. But that's all for now. The seats are out. Did have another fun thing. I think that you can mount these seats, front seats, they're not side dependent. I think you can actually mount them on either side. The brackets look like that. This one was the driver's seat, and this is the back adjustment, and it's between the seat and the console, and it just doesn't seem right to me. So I think they were removed and put in on the wrong side. So I'm going to try to mount it, flip them, because seat reclining is always on the left, and it's much easier to get at. So what I'm about to do now is I'm about to take the carpet pieces that are out, spray them down with some simple green, and then I'm going to probably pressure wash them and see if I can get them to clean up. Since they're very thin, I don't think there's going to be a problem. Hi, baby girl. Got some helpers now, so that's where we're at right now. So to summarize the interior work for today, I used that tarp and that pressure washer to wash the carpet. I just used simple green and sprayed it on the carpet, and then just power washed the heck out of it. And you know, some of it actually came up pretty nice. It's not too bad. I don't think I got all there was a lot of sand or just grit. It was just a lot of grit. I don't think I got it all out. And here's the intermediate section of carpet. This did not come out very good. There's a dirt strip here that I was not able to get out. This is where the back seats bolt, and then they kind of occupy this space. So maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it's mostly covered. Also here where the seat belts are and where the console kind of comes to, it's not very good. I might try to use some cleaner on that. The back, I'm very happy with how the very back came out. Everything except for the areas where there was spray paint came out really good. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with this stuff yet. I'm tempted to just go online and buy some, like a roll of this crap. You know what it looks like? It looks like the kind of padding that you'd find underneath a carpet in your house. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I go just see if I can find some of that stuff. Maybe that's cheaper. I know that there's some black stuff on here that must be thermal, or maybe it's more sound deadener. I don't know. But I'm either gonna, I'm also talking to my wife about just getting carpet. I haven't decided yet. It's about $400 if you buy the carpet with the mass backing, and the idea would be that I would sound deaden the entire thing, which means pulling all the rest of the stuff off, door panels, everything. Sound deaden it like I'm building a stereo system, but really all I'm doing is making it so that it's quiet and comfortable, and I want it to be quiet. So that's my other thought. I could weld these holes up. I could do the roll-on sound deadener everywhere. So I don't know what I want to do. I have lots of plans, lots of things I want to do, but I need to make some decisions. But I can't go anywhere for 30 days. So now is the best time to start to, I don't know, do some shopping, figure this thing out. I did switch the front seat. It did bolt right in. I guess square body seats are interchangeable. And I don't know why somebody would have switched the driver's side onto the passenger side. It feels the same. Like, doesn't seem like the cushion's messed up or anything. But boy, does it just makes more sense. So yeah, that's where we're at with interior wise. So anyway, we'll keep this one going maybe. I don't know, maybe I'll split it up into this one's tearing it out, next one's putting it back in, who knows. But thanks for watching.